They told me I'd never break a story this big, that I was chasing shadows, that corruption at this level was untouchable. 24 hours ago, I proved them all wrong. I published the exposé that would launch my career into the stratosphere. My name was everywhere. I was finally somebody. But when I saw his face in that surveillance photo, the man I loved, the man who shared my bed and whispered promises in the dark, I realized I hadn't exposed a criminal empire. I'd exposed him, and now he's standing in my shattered apartment with a gun in his hand, asking me the one question I can't answer. Did you know? My cursor hovers over the button. One click. That's all it takes to change everything. Come on, Calia, I whisper to myself. You've worked 2 years for this. Hit publish. My finger presses down. The article goes live. Shadow Empire. How elite art dealers launder billions for organized crime. Within minutes, my phone explodes. Text after text. Call after call. My editor's voice screams through the speaker. Calia, CNN wants you. The New York Times is calling. This is it. You've done it. I pour champagne into a coffee mug, the only glass I own that isn't chipped, and raise it to my tiny apartment, to my second-hand laptop, to the wall covered in red string and evidence photos. To the truth, I say, taking a long drink, and to never being invisible again. Real quick, if you're loving this already, smash that subscribe button because this story is 9 chapters of pure chaos, and trust me, you don't want to miss a single twist. Drop a fire in the comments if you're ready for the ride. All right, let's rewind to the moment my life changed forever. 3 months earlier, at the gallery. You see that painting? I turn. A man stands beside me, tall and commanding in a perfectly tailored black suit. His beard is immaculate, his eyes dark and intense. Everything about him whispers danger and control. But there's something else underneath. Something warm. Most people see chaos, he continues, nodding at the abstract piece in front of us. But you, I watched you. You've been staring at it for 10 minutes. You see something different, don't you? I should walk away. I'm here to network with my editor, not flirt with strangers. But those eyes, they see me. Really see me. I see a pattern, I admit, hidden in the brushstrokes, like the artist is telling 2 different stories at once. One for people who look, and one for people who see. His smile is slow, devastating. Nikolai Varen. He extends his hand. Calia Dune. When our hands touch, electricity shoots through me. His apartment. Midnight. I'm wearing his shirt, too big on my frame. He's cooking me dinner at 2 a.m. because I mentioned I was hungry. I like taking care of you, he says, kissing my forehead. A rooftop garden. City lights spread out below us. His arms wrap around me from behind. I've never felt this with anyone, he whispers against my hair, like I can just breathe. My apartment, morning light. He traces the beauty mark near my lip with his thumb. This, he murmurs, this is my favorite place in the entire world. Right here. You're obsessed with a tiny mole? I'm obsessed with you, Calia Dune. Everything about you. His bedroom. Vulnerable moment. So my family is complicated, he says, staring at the ceiling. I can't tell you everything. Not yet. But I need you to know. When I'm with you, I feel like I could be someone different. Someone better. I kiss him softly. Then be that person. With me. I'm scrolling through comments on my article, grinning at the praise when I see it. Incredible work. But isn't that Nikolai Varen in the background of Photo 7? The art dealer? My champagne mug freezes halfway to my lips. Number. It can't be. I click on the image, zoom in on the blurry surveillance photo from the Manhattan office of shell company Meridian Imports. there, in the background. Shaking hands with Marcus DeLuca, the money launderer I spent 8 months tracking. The champagne mug slips from my hand. It hits the floor in slow motion, crystal shattering into 1,000 pieces. My hands shake as I type his name into my research database, the one I built investigating the Varen crime syndicate. Nikolai Varen, born, Moscow, 1989. Known associates: Dmitry Varen, uncle, suspected capo; Viktor Kozlov, rival family. Suspected activities: money laundering, art fraud, racketeering. Status: heir to Varen criminal empire. The room spins. No. The man who held me, who made me laugh, who traced my beauty mark like it was sacred. That man can't be. I scroll through my article. Every piece of evidence, every transaction, every shell company. And there he is, again and again, in the shadows, just out of focus, hidden in the background of my own investigation. Oh my God, I breathe. What have I done? My apartment door doesn't knock. It explodes inward. Nikolai stands in the doorway, rain pouring behind him. His suit is soaked, clinging to his frame. But this isn't the man who cooked me dinner at 2 a.m. This is someone else. Something else. His eyes, those eyes that looked at me with such tenderness, are cold, empty, lethal. Calia. My name sounds like an accusation. We need to talk, now. I back away, my feet crunching on broken glass. Nikolai, I didn't know. Didn't know. He steps inside. The door closes behind him with terrifying gentleness. The lock clicks. You wrote a 10,000-word article exposing my entire operation, naming my associates, revealing our transactions. And you didn't know? His hand moves inside his jacket. When it emerges, he's holding a gun. I stop breathing. I loved you, he says, and his voice cracks, just for a second. I told you things I've never told anyone. I let you in, Calia. And this entire time, you were building a case against me? No. I swear, I didn't. Then how do you explain this? He pulls out his phone, thrusting it toward me. On the screen is my article with a photo circled in red. Him. Clear as day. You had my picture. You wrote my name. You destroyed everything I've built. I didn't see you in those photos. The surveillance was blurry. I was focused on the transactions. I didn't. My phone rings. We both freeze. Answer it, Nikolai commands. Speaker. My hands shake as I accept the call. Calia, thank God. Listen to me very carefully. You need to disappear. Right now. We're getting death threats. Someone just sent us a photo of your apartment with a rifle scope drawn over your window. The FBI wants you in protective custody, but we're also getting calls from Calia. 3 different organized crime families have put prices on your head. What the hell did you expose? Nikolai's jaw clenches. His eyes dart to my window. Get down, he roars. My window explodes in a spray of glass. He tackles me to the floor, his body covering mine as bullets tear through my apartment. The sound is deafening. Glass shattering, wood splintering, my walls being shredded. Nikolai returns fire through the broken window, his gun barking 3 times. Tires screech outside. Then silence. We're on the floor, tangled together. His heart pounds against my chest. Our faces are inches apart, both of us breathing hard. For one moment, one impossible moment, we're just us again. Did you know? He whispers. And this time, there's no anger. Only devastation. Tell me the truth, Calia. Did you use me? Tears stream down my face. I swear on everything I am. I didn't know. I would never hurt you, Nikolai. Never. He searches my eyes, looking for the lie, looking for the woman he loved. His phone buzzes. He glances down, and every muscle in his body goes rigid. What? I ask. What is it? My uncle just authorized $1 million bounty on your head. His voice is hollow. My father wants me to bring you in, alive. He stands, pulling me up with him. Every enemy I've ever made now knows you're my weakness, and every ally I have is demanding your blood. Men appear in my doorway, his men dressed in black. Boss, we have to move. FBI is en route. So are the Koslov crews. Nikolai grabs my arm, not gently, but not cruelly either. You're coming with me. Where? He looks at me, and I see the war raging behind his eyes. Love and duty, protection and vengeance. Somewhere you'll survive the night. After that. He doesn't finish. As he pulls me toward the door, I look back. My laptop still open. My article still live. The story that was supposed to make my career. The truth I sacrificed everything for. The truth that might have just killed the only man I've ever loved. I'm sorry, I whisper. He doesn't respond, but his grip on my arm tightens, just slightly. We disappear into the rain-soaked night. The safe house smells like gunpowder and old leather. Nikolai shoves me through the door, his grip finally releasing from my arm. I stumble forward, catching myself against a worn wooden table. Behind us, his men secure the perimeter, their footsteps echoing through what looks like an abandoned factory converted into something livable. Barely. Sit, Nikolai commands, gesturing to a chair with the barrel of his gun. I don't move. I told you the truth. I didn't know who you were. You expect me to believe that? He circles me like a predator, his wet suit leaving a trail of water on the concrete floor. An investigative journalist, one good enough to bring down my entire network, just coincidentally falls in love with the heir to the Varen family. That's one hell of a coincidence, Calia. It wasn't coincidence. It was you, the man at the gallery who saw me, who made me laugh, who— Stop! His voice cracks like a whip. Don't use our memories as a weapon. I'm not. I'm trying to make you understand. His phone rings. He answers immediately, switching to rapid Russian. I catch enough words to understand. His uncle Dmitri is furious. The Kozlov family is mobilizing. Someone named Victor sees this as an opportunity to strike. And my name keeps coming up, followed by words I don't need to translate. Eliminate. Problem. Loose end. Nikolai's jaw clenches tighter with each sentence. When he finally hangs up, his knuckles are white around the phone. My uncle wants you dead within 48 hours, he says flatly. My father agrees. They're calling it damage control. My blood turns to ice. And you? Oh, what do you want? He looks at me then, really looks at me, and for a heartbeat, I see the man who kissed my beauty mark. The man who held me like I was something precious. Then the mask slams back down. I want to know if everything we had was a lie. He steps closer, towering over me. I want to know if every touch, every kiss, every time you said my name in the dark, was it research? Were you gathering evidence while I was falling in love with you? No. I surge to my feet, closing the distance between us. Nikolai, I fell in love with an art dealer who made me feel seen for the first time in my life. I didn't fall in love with a criminal. I didn't even know he existed. Then how do you explain my face in your article? My transactions? Because I'm good at my job? My voice echoes off the walls. Because I spent 8 months tracking money through shell companies and offshore accounts. Because I followed the evidence wherever it led. But I was following the money, Nikolai. Not you. I never looked at you and saw anything except the man I loved. He stares at me, searching for cracks in my story. Behind us, one of his men clears his throat. Boss, we've got movement. 2 blocks out. Koslov's people. Nikolai's entire demeanor shifts. He grabs a tactical vest from a nearby chair, strapping it on with practiced efficiency. How many? 6, maybe 8. They're fast, Nikolai mutters, then turns to me. His eyes are hard again, cold. If you're lying to me, if any part of this was a setup, you won't have to worry about my uncle. I'll end this myself. I'm not lying. Then pray they don't breach this building, because if they do, you'll see exactly what kind of monster you fell in love with. He moves toward the door, then stops. Without turning around, he says quietly, "Stay away from the windows. And Calia, if I die protecting you tonight, you better make damn sure it wasn't for nothing." Then he's gone, disappearing into the shadows with his men, leaving me alone in a factory that might become my tomb, wondering if the man I love will save me or be the one to pull the trigger. The gunfire stops after 20 minutes. When Nikolai returns, there's blood on his collar, not his own. He doesn't speak, just pours himself 3 fingers of whiskey and drains it in one swallow. His hands are steady, but I notice the slight tremor when he sets the glass down. "They're gone," he finally says. "For now." I'm still pressed against the far wall, my heart hammering. "Did you kill them?" He turns to face me, and there's something dark in his eyes. Something that wasn't there before. Or maybe it was always there, and I just refused to see it. 2. The others fled when they realized they were outgunned. They'll report back to Victor, and he'll send more. Better trained, better armed. He crosses to a cabinet, pulls out a laptop, and opens it. The screen bathes his face in cold blue light. "You want the truth, Calia? Here it is." He turns the screen toward me. Files, dozens of them. Photographs of men in expensive suits at clandestine meetings. Financial records showing millions moving through accounts in the Caymans, Switzerland, Monaco. Security footage from warehouses, shipyards, private airstrips. The Varen family controls 40% of the Eastern European art market, he says, his voice devoid of emotion. "We've been laundering money for 15 years through galleries, auction houses, private sales. My father built this empire. My uncle Dmitri runs enforcement. And he laughs bitterly, I'm the respectable face. The charming art dealer who wines and dines wealthy collectors while moving their dirty money. I feel sick. The gallery where we met, owned by my family. Every painting, every sculpture, every piece sold. There is a transaction that cleans someone's blood money." He clicks through more files. "We work with the Antonov Bratva, the Ndrangheta, the Sinaloa cartel. When you exposed Meridian Imports, you didn't just hurt us. You damaged relationships with some of the most dangerous organizations in the world. I didn't know. No, you didn't. Which is why you're still breathing." He slams the laptop shut. "But ignorance doesn't make you innocent. You've painted a target on your back that I can't erase. Every family we work with now sees you as a threat. Every rival sees you as an opportunity to weaken us." He moves closer, and I should back away. I should be terrified. But when he stops inches from me, I can smell his cologne mixed with gunpowder and rain, and my traitorous body remembers every night we spent tangled together. "So here's what happens next," he says, his voice dropping to that low register that used to make me melt. "You stay here, under my protection. You don't contact anyone, not your editor, not your friends, not the FBI. You become a ghost. I'm your prisoner. You're an asset I'm protecting." His eyes drop to my lips, and I see the war raging behind them. Hatred and hunger, duty and desire. "That's what I told my uncle, that you're useful alive because you can identify Victor's operations the same way you identified ours. And if I refuse?" He reaches out, his fingers hovering near my face but not quite touching. The absence of his touch burns worse than the contact ever did. "Then I can't protect you from what's coming. And Calia," his voice breaks, just slightly. "Despite everything, I'm not ready to watch you die. The air between us crackles with everything unsaid. All the promises we made. All the lies we told, intentional or not. I hate you for lying to me, I whisper. I hate you for destroying my life, he whispers back. But neither of us moves away. The next morning, I wake to shouting in Russian. Male voices, harsh and commanding. I press myself against the bedroom door, listening. 3 warehouses burned, Nikolai. 3. Victor is using her article like a goddamn road map, hitting every location she exposed. The voice is older, gravelly with rage. 12 of our men are dead. The Antonovs are threatening to sever ties. This is your mess. I'm handling it, Dmitri. Handling it? The journalist who destroyed us is sleeping 30 feet away, and you're handling it? Footsteps. Heavy. Getting closer. Where is she? Uncle, wait! The bedroom door slams open. I stumble back as a man enters. Late 50s. Silver-haired. With Nikolai's sharp features twisted into something crueler. This must be Nikolai Varen. His eyes rake over me with cold assessment. Like I'm an insect, he's deciding whether to crush. So this is the woman who brought down the Varen Empire. Nikolai appears behind him, tension radiating from every muscle. She's not. I don't care what she is. Dmitri pulls a pistol from his jacket, aims it at my chest. She's a liability. 1 bullet, and this problem disappears. My breath stops. I stare down the barrel, and all I can think is, I'll never get to tell my mother I'm sorry for missing Sunday dinner. No. Nikolai's voice cuts through the room like a blade. He steps between us, blocking his uncle's shot. She's an asset. An asset? Dmitri laughs, harsh and mocking. Have you lost your mind? She exposed us, and she can expose Victor the same way. Nikolai's tone is pure calculation now. She knows how to track financial networks, identify shell companies, trace money flows. Victor is hitting us because she gave him a blueprint of our operations. But she can give us his. Dmitri doesn't lower the gun. You expect me to believe this journalist will help us? She will if she wants to live. Nikolai glances back at me, and his eyes are empty, unreadable. She's smart enough to know her only path to survival runs through our family now. The FBI won't protect her from Victor. Neither will her newspaper. But we can, if she proves useful. The words hit me like physical blows. Asset. Useful. Is that all I am to him now? Dmitri studies us both, then slowly lowers his weapon. You have 1 week. If she doesn't deliver Victor's operations by then, I put her down myself. Understood? Understood. And Nikolai, Dmitri holsters his gun. If I find out you're letting your feelings compromise this family, I'll kill her, and then I'll kill you. Family doesn't protect traitors. He leaves. The silence that follows is suffocating. I wait until his footsteps fade before I speak. Is that what I am to you? An asset? Nikolai doesn't turn around. His shoulders are rigid, his hands clenched at his sides. It's what you need to be if you want to survive. That's not an answer. It's the only answer I can give you right now. He finally faces me, and there's something broken behind his eyes. Victor has killed 8 people in 2 days because of your article. 4 of them were civilians. Wrong place, wrong time. Their blood is on both our hands, Calia. So yes, you're an asset. Because that's the only thing keeping Dmitri from executing you in your sleep. And what you said about me helping you, was that true? Or just a convenient lie? He moves closer, close enough that I can see the purple shadows under his eyes, the tension in his jaw. In my world, the truth and lies are the same thing. Both are tools for survival. His voice drops to a whisper. Don't ask me what you mean to me, because right now, I'm not sure I know the answer. He walks out, leaving me alone with the question that's been haunting me since that first night. Does he still love me? Or am I just another piece on his chessboard? I wait until Nikolai leaves for a meeting with his father. The guard at the door is young, barely 20, and after 2 days of watching him, I know his pattern. Every 2 hours, he steps outside to smoke. 45 seconds. That's my window. When he lights his cigarette, I slip past and disappear into the night. My apartment building looks different now, ominous, like a crime scene waiting to happen. Yellow police tape crosses my door, and the window is boarded up. I use the fire escape, jimmying open the bedroom window the way my brother taught me when I was 16 and kept forgetting my keys. Inside, everything is chaos. FBI evidence markers dot the floor. My research wall has been photographed but left intact. I move quickly, pulling files from my hidden safe behind the loose baseboard. 2 years of work. Names, dates, transactions. Everything I'll need to track Victor if I'm going to survive Dimitri's deadline. Then I see it. A folder I don't recognize, placed carefully on my desk. Recent. Someone's been here after the FBI. I open it with trembling hands. Inside are surveillance photos, but not of criminals. Of my mother, my younger sister Emma, my brother Jack. All of them going about their normal lives. Mom at the grocery store, Emma at college, Jack at his construction job. My blood runs cold. Someone's been watching them. But then I see the second set of photos. Men in dark cars parked outside my mother's house. Different men. And in the margins, handwritten notes in Nikolai's precise script. Koslov crew. Intercepted. Eliminated. Another photo, dated yesterday. Dimitri's cleaner, redirected to false address. He's been protecting them, while holding me prisoner, while calling me an asset, while pretending I mean nothing. He's been keeping my family safe. A floorboard creaks behind me. I spin around. A man stands in my doorway. Not FBI, not police. He's wearing all black, and there's a suppressor on his gun. Victor sends his regards. I dive behind my overturned couch as the first shot splinters the wood beside my head. I'm scrambling for the window when I hear footsteps. More of them, coming up the fire escape. I'm trapped. The hitman advances, taking his time. The boss wants proof you're dead. This won't be quick. A shadow moves behind him, fast, lethal. Nikolai's arm wraps around the man's throat. There's a sickening crack, and the body drops. But 2 more coming through the window, and 1 from the hallway. What happens next is brutality I've only seen in movies. Nikolai moves like violence made flesh. A knife appears in his hand, then disappears into the first attacker's throat. He disarms the second, using the man's own gun to shoot the third. Blood sprays across my research wall, covering 2 years of careful documentation. The last man runs. Nikolai lets him go, then turns to me. His suit is ruined. His hands are covered in blood. And his eyes, God, his eyes are black with rage. What the hell were you thinking? He crosses to me in 3 strides, gripping my arms hard enough to bruise. Do you have any idea what could have happened? What they would have done to you before they killed you? I needed my files. You needed to stay alive. He's shaking me now, and I realize he's terrified. I've been keeping your family safe since the moment you published that article. Your mother, your sister, your brother. Every crew that's tried to get to them, I've intercepted. Every cleaner Dimitri sent, I've redirected. And you almost got yourself killed for fucking files? I stare at him, at the man who just murdered 3 people to save me, at the folder still clutched in my hand. You've been protecting them. Of course I've been protecting them. His grip softens, and suddenly his forehead drops to mine. You think I could let them hurt your family? You think I'm that far gone? I didn't know if you still... My voice breaks. I'm furious at what you did to me, Calia. I can't trust you. Every time I look at you, I see both the woman I loved and the journalist who destroyed my life. His breath is ragged against my skin. But I can't let you die. I physically cannot do it. Sirens wail in the distance. Someone heard the gunshots. We have to go, he says. But he doesn't move. Neither do I. Thank you, I whisper, for my family. Don't thank me yet. We're not out of this. Back at the safe house, Nikolai spreads my research files across the table like battle plans. He's changed into a clean shirt, but there's still blood under his fingernails. He pretends not to notice me staring. Well, here's the deal, he says. Voice, pure business. You use these same investigative skills that exposed me and apply them to Viktor Kozlov. Track his money, identify his operations, write another article. This time, you destroy my enemy instead of me. I shake my head before he even finishes. No. No? He looks up, genuinely surprised. Calia, this is your way out. You give me Viktor, I give you your life. Clean slate. I'm not a weapon, Nikolai. I don't write hit pieces for the Mafia. His jaw clenches. You already wrote one. Accidentally, you claim. What's the difference? The difference is truth. I step closer, meeting his glare. I exposed corruption because it was real, because people deserve to know. If I write about Viktor just because you want him gone, I'm no longer a journalist. I'm an assassin with a keyboard. Jesus Christ. He slams his hand on the table. This isn't about your journalistic integrity. This is about survival. Viktor won't stop until you're dead. My uncle won't stop until you're useful or buried. You think your principles matter when you're in a grave? They're all that matters. They're the only thing I have left that's actually mine. My voice rises to match his. You want me to compromise everything I believe in? To become exactly what you accuse me of being? Someone who uses words as weapons? You think your article was just information? It was a loaded gun, and you pulled the trigger without looking where you aimed. At least this time, you'd know who you're shooting. I won't do it. I'm standing my ground even though he's inches away, even though I can feel the heat radiating off him. Find another way to take down Viktor. I'm not your executioner. Something snaps in his eyes. Fine. Then you're useless to me. Dmitri was right. I should have put a bullet in you the first night. So do it. I'm trembling, but I don't back down. If that's all I am to you, an asset, a tool, a problem, then do it. Pull the trigger. Don't tempt me. I'm not tempting you. I'm calling your bluff. I grab his hand, press it against my chest where my heart is hammering. You've had a dozen chances to kill me. You haven't. You've protected my family. You threw yourself between me and bullets. So either shoot me right now, or admit that I still mean something to you. His hand trembles under mine. You destroyed everything I built. And you lied about everything you were. But neither of us moves. His hand is still pressed against my chest. I'm feeling my heartbeat. My hand is still covering his. The air between us is electric, dangerous, alive with everything we've refused to say. This is a bad idea, he whispers, but his free hand comes up to cup my face, thumb brushing my cheek with devastating gentleness. Terrible idea, I breathe, but I'm already tilting my face up to his. When his lips crash into mine, it's not gentle. It's fury and fear and days of barely controlled restraint shattering all at once. His hand tangles in my hair. My fingers grip his shirt hard enough to tear. We're fighting and surrendering at the same time. Every kiss an argument, every touch a confession. He lifts me onto the table, scattering files everywhere. I still don't trust you, he growls against my neck. Good, I gasp, pulling him closer. I don't trust you either. But trust and want are different things. And right now, in this moment, we both want to forget that we're enemies. We want to pretend We're still the people we were in that gallery, before the truth destroyed us both. I wake alone. Nikolai's side of the bed is cold, like he left hours ago. On the pillow where his head should be, there's a note in his precise handwriting. Meeting with father. Back by noon. Don't do anything stupid. Too late for that, I think, pulling his shirt around me. Last night was the definition of stupid, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. We crossed a line we can't uncross, and I don't know what that means for us. If there even is an us. My phone, the one I retrieved from my apartment yesterday, buzzes on the nightstand. There's a new message from an unknown number. Ms. Dune, on Special Agent Rebecca Chen, FBI. We need to talk. Name the location. Come alone. My blood runs cold. The FBI has been hunting me since my article dropped. This could be arrest, or it could be salvation. I type back before I can overthink it. Metropolitan Museum, Greek Wing, 1 hour. Agent Chen is exactly what I expected. Sharp suit, sharper eyes, the kind of woman who misses nothing. She pretends to admire a marble statue while I approach. Ms. Dune, thank you for meeting me. I didn't have much choice. You found my number. We found a lot more than that. She hands me a folder. Nikolai Varen, born in Moscow, moved to New York at 17 after his mother Katya was murdered by the Morozov family, competitors in the art smuggling business. His father used her death to pull him into the family business. He's been in deep ever since. I open the folder with shaking hands. Photos of a young Nikolai, barely more than a boy, standing over a closed casket. The grief in his teenage eyes is devastating. We know you've been with him, Chen continues. Whether willingly or as a hostage, we're prepared to offer full immunity and witness protection. Testify against the Varen organization, and you walk away from this. New identity, new life, complete safety. And Nikolai, life in prison, possibly death penalty, depending on what charges stick. She studies my face. He's not the man you think he is, Ms. Dune. He's killed 17 people that we can confirm, probably more. 17. The number sits like lead in my stomach. You have 48 hours to decide, Chen says. After that, we move forward with or without you. But without you, well, we can't guarantee your protection from Viktor Koslov, or from the Varens themselves. She leaves me standing there, surrounded by ancient Greek heroes frozen in marble. Gods and monsters, locked in eternal struggle. That afternoon, I'm searching through the files Nikolai left on his laptop, looking for what, I'm not sure. An answer. An excuse. Absolution. I find something else. A folder labeled Meridian. My article's smoking gun. Inside are transaction records going back 8 years. But there's a subfolder I didn't see when I was investigating. Operation Clean Sweep. I click it open. Email chains. Between Nikolai and someone named KM at the Department of Justice. They're discussing gathering evidence on Meridian imports, on the Morozov family, on the same corrupt network I exposed. My hands start shaking as I read deeper. When Nikolai was building a case, he'd been feeding information to a federal prosecutor for 2 years, carefully documenting the same crimes I'd stumbled into. He was trying to take them down from the inside. Then my article hit, and I exposed him before he could expose them. I destroyed his investigation, his revenge, his entire plan to bring down the people who killed his mother. The door opens. Nikolai enters, stops when he sees my face, sees his laptop open in front of me. You were working with the FBI, I whisper. His expression goes carefully blank. That file is classified. You were trying to bring down the Morozov family, the same people I exposed in my article. Tears blur my vision. Your mother. They killed her because she witnessed. Stop. Nikolai, you weren't just a criminal, and you were trying to. I said stop, His voice cracks. He crosses the room, slams the laptop shut. You don't get to turn me into some noble hero, Calia. I've done things. Terrible things. 17 people are dead by my hand. In service of taking down murderers. Does that make them less dead? He's breathing hard now, and I see the boy from the funeral photo in his eyes. I became exactly what I hated to destroy them. And you, his voice breaks. You ruined it. 2 years of work, gone, because you had to chase your goddamn story. I didn't know. No, you didn't. He turns away, and I can see the defeat in the set of his shoulders. The FBI contacted you, didn't they? Chen, I saw her following you this morning. I don't answer. I don't need to. He's quiet for a long moment. Then, take their deal, Calia. What? Testify against me, or get your life back. He still won't look at me. Witness protection, new identity, safety. Everything you need to survive this. Everything I can't give you. You want me to send you to prison? I want you to live. Finally, he turns to face me, and his eyes are raw with something that looks like grief. What we did last night, that was goodbye, even if neither of us wanted to admit it. You have a chance to walk away from this. From me. Take it. And what about you? I'm already damned. No point in both of us burning. He crosses to me, cups my face with one hand. You asked me last night if you still mean something to me. You do. You mean everything. That's why I'm letting you go. My heart shatters. Nikolai, you have 48 hours to decide. Use them wisely. He drops his hand and walks toward the door. For what it's worth, Calia, I would have chosen differently. If I'd known, I would have chosen you. Then he's gone, leaving me with an impossible choice. Destroy the man I love to save myself, or damn us both by staying. I don't sleep. I can't. Nikolai's words echo in my head. I'm letting you go. The FBI's offer sits like a weight on my chest. 48 hours to choose between survival and... what? Love? Loyalty to a man who's killed 17 people? I'm still wrestling with the decision when the door explodes open at dawn. Dmitri stands there with 4 armed men, his face twisted with rage. Nikolai barely has time to pull on pants before his uncle storms into the bedroom. You've been fucking her. It's not a question. Dmitri's eyes rake over us, me and Nikolai's shirt, the tangled sheets, the evidence of what we've become. My nephew, the future head of this family, is compromising everything for the journalist who destroyed us. Nikolai steps between us, but his voice is steady. It's not what you think. It's exactly what I think. Dmitri pulls his gun. I gave you 1 week. It's been 4 days, and she hasn't delivered Victor. Instead, she's delivered you right into her bed. You're a disgrace to the Varen name. Uncle, if you just... 24 hours. Dmitri's voice is ice. You kill her yourself, or I declare you a traitor to this family. Your father agrees. Hell, your father demanded it. We've been too soft, and now our enemies smell weakness. He moves closer, the gun now pointed at Nikolai's chest. Prove your loyalty. Put a bullet in her brain. Or I'll put one in yours, and then I'll take care of her myself. He leaves. The silence that follows is suffocating. Nikolai doesn't look at me. He stands there, bare-chested, fists clenched, staring at where his uncle disappeared. I see his jaw working, the muscle ticking in his temple. Get dressed, he finally says. We leave in 10 minutes. Nikolai, just do it, Calia. The drive is silent. 40 minutes outside the city to an abandoned shipyard, the kind of place where bodies disappear. My heart pounds with every mile. He doesn't speak, doesn't look at me, just drives with both hands gripping the wheel like it's the only thing keeping him tethered to Earth. I know what the FBI would tell me. This is it. He's taking me somewhere isolated to execute me. I should fight, scream, jump from the moving car. But I don't, because some insane part of me still trusts him. When we arrive, he parks in front of a rusted metal building near the water. He gets out, comes around to my door, opens it. His face is unreadable. Inside, my legs barely work. This is it. This is how it ends. Not with the FBI's witness protection or Victor's bullets, but with the man I love forced to choose between me and everything he's ever known. The building interior is cavernous, empty except for old shipping containers and shadows. Our footsteps echo on concrete. He leads me to the center, then finally stops, turns to face me. He pulls his gun. I close my eyes. At least it's him. At least the last thing I'll see is his face. Open your eyes, Calia. I do. He's holding the gun out to me. Grip first. Take it. What? Take the gun. When I don't move, he grabs my hand and wraps it around the weapon. Then he steps back, arms spread wide. No, shoot me. Are you insane? Shoot me in the shoulder. Not fatal, but enough blood for proof. Then you run. I've got a car 3 blocks east with cash, a passport, Canadian identity, Victoria Chen, and a plane ticket to Toronto. From there, you disappear. My mind reels. You're faking my death. I'm giving you a chance. His voice is raw. I'll tell Dimitri you fought back, that I had to shoot you, that your body went into the water. By the time they figure out I'm lying, you'll be gone. And you'll be declared a traitor. Better me than you dead. Nikolai, they'll kill you. Maybe. He smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. Or maybe I'm fast enough to disappear too. But you need a head start, and this is it. So shoot me, Calia. Please. The gun trembles in my hands. I can't. You have to. No. I lower the weapon. I'm not running, not without you. Don't be stupid. I'm not being stupid. I'm being clear. I step closer. You think I can just leave? Live some fake life in Canada knowing you're dead because of me? That's not survival, Nikolai. That's just a different kind of dying. Calia. We finish this together. I take his hand. Victor wants me dead. Your uncle wants me dead. The FBI wants you in prison. We're both targets, both trapped. So we stop running from each other and start fighting back. Together. He stares at me like I've lost my mind. You're asking me to go to war with my own family. I'm asking you to choose. I press the gun back into his hands. Choose the family that's trying to kill me. Or choose me. Choose us. Choose the chance that maybe, just maybe, but we can survive this nightmare if we stop being enemies. For a long moment, he says nothing. Then he throws the gun aside. It clatters across concrete. You're going to get us both killed, he whispers. Probably, I admit, but at least we'll go down swinging. He pulls me into his arms, fierce and desperate. I choose you. God help me. I choose you. The plan was simple. Use my research files and Nikolai's inside knowledge to expose Victor's operations through legitimate channels, then use the chaos to negotiate with both families from a position of strength. Simple, stupid, and exactly the kind of plan 2 desperate people in love would concoct. We never got the chance. They take me from a coffee shop 2 blocks from the shipyard. 3 men, professional and fast. A hand over my mouth, a needle in my neck, and the world goes dark. When I wake, I'm zip-tied to a chair in what looks like a warehouse. Viktor Kozlov stands in front of me, younger than I expected, with cold blue eyes and a smile that promises pain. Miss Dune, the journalist who started a war. He circles me like a shark. Do you know how many of my men have died cleaning up the Varen family's weakness? 32. All because you shined a light into the dark. Where's Nikolai? On his way. I sent him your location with a photo of you tied up. Very motivating. He checks his watch. He'll be here in 20 minutes. And when he arrives, I'll have the heir to the Varen Empire exactly where I want him, choosing between his family's honor and the woman who destroyed it. He won't come alone. I'm counting on it. Let them all come. The Varens, their soldiers, even Dmitri. This warehouse is surrounded by my men. It's a kill box, Miss Dune, and you're the bait. He's not lying. Through the grimy windows, I see at least 24 armed men positioned on rooftops, behind vehicles, in shadows. This isn't a trap. It's an execution ground. Victor leaves me with 2 guards. I work at the zip ties, feeling them cut into my wrists. My phone, they didn't take it. It's in my jacket pocket, just out of reach. My research files are in there too, on a flash drive. If I could just... The warehouse doors explode inward. Nikolai enters first, gun raised, his face a mask of controlled fury. Behind him, Dmitri and a dozen Varen soldiers spread out. The 2 families face each other across a concrete expanse that's about to become a graveyard. Let her go, Victor, Nikolai calls out. His eyes find mine across the distance. I see the apology in them, the goodbye. Sure, Victor laughs, pulling his own weapon. Right after you're dead. The first shot shatters the windows. Then it's chaos. Muzzle flashes, men shouting, bodies dropping. I throw myself sideways, the chair cracking as I hit the ground. One of my guards goes down. The other turns toward the fight. This is my moment. I roll, ignoring the pain, reaching for my phone with bound hands. My fingers find it, pull it free. The shooting continues. Closer now. Nikolai fighting his way toward me through a storm of bullets. I open my phone's camera app, hit record, and I start talking, loud and clear. My name is Calia Dune. I'm being held hostage by Viktor Kozlov at the Red Hook shipping warehouse. What you're seeing behind me is a war between 2 Mafia families, the Varens and the Kozlovs. I angle the camera to catch the carnage. Viktor Kozlov orchestrated this attack. He kidnapped me to lure Nikolai Varen into a trap. I'm live streaming to my professional account, 15,000 followers. The view count starts climbing. I have evidence. I'm shouting now over gunfire. Financial records on this flash drive proving Victor's involvement in the murders of federal witnesses, the bombing of 3 Varen facilities, and the trafficking of... A bullet hits the wall beside my head. Victor is running toward me, murder in his eyes. Nikolai intercepts him. They collide like forces of nature, both men fighting with the desperate savagery of those who have nothing left to lose. My livestream is viral now. 50,000 views. 100,000. Comments flooding in. Someone's calling 911. Multiple someones. The sound of sirens cuts through the gunfire. Victor hears them and realizes his mistake. He can't kill a federal witness in front of the entire internet. His men start falling back. Nikolai's fist connects with Victor's jaw. Once. Twice. The Russian mob boss goes down hard. FBI, drop your weapons. They pour in like a flood. Agents in tactical gear, SWAT teams, the full force of law enforcement that's been hunting these families for years. And it's all being broadcast live. Nikolai cuts my zip ties with shaking hands. Are you insane? He breathes. You just live-streamed everything. I know. I'm trembling. Adrenaline crashing through me. I turned us both into public witnesses. They can't kill us now. Either of us. I have Victor's financial records. Everything we need to bring him down legitimately. He stares at me. Then he starts laughing. Broken. Exhausted. Almost hysterical. You magnificent, insane woman. Agent Chen appears through the smoke. Nikolai Varen, Calia Dune, you're both coming with us. Now. As they lead us out in handcuffs, Nikolai's hand finds mine. Just for a moment. Just long enough to squeeze once. We're not free, but we're alive. And for now, that's enough. 6 weeks later, and the world has moved on the way it always does. Viktor Koslov is awaiting trial on 17 federal charges. Nikolai Varen died in the warehouse shootout, caught in crossfire between his own men and FBI tactical teams. The headlines called it the Red Hook Massacre. My livestream has been viewed 43 million times. I testified. So did Nikolai. We sat in separate rooms, told the same truth from different angles, and watched our old lives burn to ash. The FBI granted us both conditional immunity in exchange for cooperation. My evidence on Viktor, Nikolai's testimony on the entire Varen operation, and his mother's murder. Viktor's empire crumbled. So did most of the Varen criminal enterprises. Nikolai inherited what remained. His father, facing federal charges, stepped down under a plea deal that Nikolai negotiated. Nikolai took control of the family with one mission: legitimize everything or burn it all down. Trying. The art galleries are being audited and restructured. The shell companies dissolved. He's cooperating with prosecutors, turning evidence on every corrupt partner the Varens ever worked with. They call him a traitor. He calls it survival. As for me, I lost my job. My editor said I'd compromised journalistic ethics by getting personally involved with my subject. The irony isn't lost on me, but other outlets have called. Smaller ones, independent ones, places that value truth over optics. I'm rebuilding. Slowly. The FBI kept us separated during the investigation and testimony, a condition of our immunity deals. No contact, no calls, no messages. I understood why, but it didn't make it hurt less. I see him on the news sometimes, testifying, restructuring, transforming. He wears different suits now. Lighter colors, like he's trying to shed the darkness one thread at a time. I don't know if we're over. I don't know if we ever really began. Then, 6 weeks and 3 days after Red Hook, I receive a text from an unknown number. Metropolitan Museum, the gallery where we met. 7 p.m. If you want to. I shouldn't go. I should let this impossible thing die quietly. Move on. Find someone whose past doesn't include 17 bodies and a Mafia legacy. But I go anyway. He's standing in front of the same abstract painting, hands in his pockets, studying the brushstrokes like they hold answers. He's thinner, tired, but cleaner somehow, like he's been washed raw and is starting over from bare bones. You came, he says without turning. You asked. I wasn't sure you would. He finally looks at me, and his eyes are different. Still intense, still seeing everything, but softer now. Less guarded. I wanted to tell you. The federal prosecutor approved my restructuring plan. In 6 months, the Varen family will be completely legitimate. Legal galleries, legal transactions, legal everything. That's good, Nikolai. It's a start. He steps closer. I also wanted to ask you something I don't have the right to ask. What? Can you love a monster who's trying to become a man? His voice cracks. Someone who's done terrible things, but is trying, desperately trying, to be better. Can you look at me and see a future instead of all the bodies in my past? I think about the question for a long time, about the journalist who exposed corruption, about the man who protected my family while holding me prisoner, about the live stream that saved us both, about the truth and how it's never simple. I exposed you by accident, I finally say, closing the distance between us. I ruined your life without meaning to. I painted a target on both our backs because I was so focused on my story that I couldn't see the human cost. Calia, but now? I take his hand, lacing our fingers together. Now I know exactly who you are, what you've done, what you're trying to become. And this time, I'm choosing you on purpose. Not the art dealer. Not the monster. You. The complicated, damaged, beautiful man who's fighting to be better. His hand trembles in mine. I don't deserve you. Probably not. I smile. But maybe that's not the point. Maybe the point is whether we can build something real from all the broken pieces. He kisses me then, soft and careful, like I'm something precious he's afraid to break. Around us, the museum hums with evening visitors. Ordinary people living ordinary lives, unaware that in front of this abstract painting, a journalist and a reformed criminal are choosing each other despite every reason not to. So what happens now? He whispers against my lips. Now? I pull back just enough to meet his eyes. Now we tell the truth, the whole truth, together. Another exposé? No. I smile. Our story. How corruption and love and violence and hope got tangled up together. How we nearly destroyed each other and somehow found a way through. Think anyone will believe it? Does it matter? I take his hand again. It's our truth. Let the world make of it what they will. We stand there as the museum lights dim for closing. Two people who found each other in the shadows, now choosing to step into the light. Together. Finally. The painting behind us still shows chaos and hidden patterns. But maybe that's fitting. Maybe love is always both things at once. The beautiful mess and the meaning underneath. And maybe that's enough.